Hi everyone, and welcome back to Litigation Corner. I'm your host, John Martino, the Director of Litigation at Community Legal Services, and I'm coming to you today to celebrate two of my favorite things, Volusia County and Community Legal Services. In 2026, Community Legal Services celebrates our 60th anniversary. Happy birthday, CLS! We've gone through a couple of mergers and name changes over the years, but CLS, you look better than ever. To celebrate Community Legal Services' 60th anniversary, Litigation Corner is going on the road. Over the next 12 months, we're going to be doing interviews with staff members throughout our 12-county service area. CLS will also be hosting events in all 12 counties. Our first event will be in Volusia County, so today we'll be celebrating Volusia, the county where I grew up. We're starting in Volusia because that is where CLS's story began. In 1966, Volusia County Legal Services, Inc. was created in Volusia County to help people address their legal needs. The first legal director for our organization was Judge Warren H. Cobb, who would become one of the 6 original judges named to the 5th District Court of Appeal. Cobb and the original staff of CLS were immediately working on high-profile constitutional rights cases. Volusia County Legal Services would later merge with other legal aid organizations to become Community Legal Services that we know today. More on that in future episodes. I have personally called Volusia County home for more than half of those 60 years. I grew up in Volusia County, and it really is an amazing place full of fun things to do. Volusia County is a melting pot of different cities with unique histories and cultures. Volusia is home to the world's most famous beach in Daytona, but it's also home to other beautiful, more secluded beaches along the coast, from Ormond by the Sea down to Ponce Inlet. On those Volusia County beaches in the early 1900s, wealthy men like Henry Flagler and Bill Franz found the beach conditions ideal for racing their high-end racing cars. That is why Volusia County is referred to as the birthplace of speed, and why every year we welcome the best racers in the world to the Daytona 500. Volusia is also a destination for Bike Week and Spring Break. And for some spring breakers, they need not go very far, because Volusia is home to several colleges, including being home to Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, Daytona State Falcons, the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University Eagles, and of course, the Stetson Hatters in DeLand. Volusia County is also home to the Daytona Tortugas, a minor league baseball affiliate of the Cincinnati Reds, who play at Jackie Robinson Ballpark. That ballpark has existed since 1914 and is the oldest active ballpark in minor league baseball. The ballpark is named for Jackie Robinson because it is the first minor league stadium to allow Jackie Robinson to play, before he broke the major league color barrier when he was called up by the Brooklyn Dodgers. CLS used to operate just across the street from Jackie Robinson Ballpark before Hurricane Irma tore up our then offices. But we are still thriving here in Daytona Beach, right off of Nova Road. The most common types of cases we handle in Volusia County are family law and domestic violence, housing issues, and consumer issues. We also have a small but mighty unit known as the Children's Rights Unit. That unit is headed by Dr. Katie Kelly. I recently caught up with Katie to discuss her work for the children of Volusia County and beyond. Katie Kelly, thank you for being with us today on Litigation Corner. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Good. So we do these interviews to really get to know people, but also get to know the good work that you're doing with the organization. You have done some amazing things. You've done impact work for our organization, so it's great to talk to you. but we want to first get to know you a little bit better. So first of all, Katie, where are you from?
I'm from a place called Frostburg, Maryland, which is firmly in the Rust Belt, and it's part of Appalachia, which may shock you.
So when you were growing up there, what did you want to be? What was the first job that you thought you wanted to be?
I actually wanted to be a nun.
I actually want to be a priest. That was one of the first jobs I wanted to be.
Catholic school, yeah. And I was categorically told by my principal that there were only 3 rules: poverty, chastity, and obedience, and I couldn't do any of them. And I didn't even know what that meant. And my principal literally suggested I become a lawyer. And I thought, And then I put that away, and I went into psychology, and then I worked for public school systems, and then I became a lawyer.
So what ultimately turned you into becoming a lawyer? What made you decide to go to law school, which is never an easy decision?
Yeah, I was in my 40s, and I had had a whole career in public education, and I just thought, this is falling apart, and kids aren't getting what they're supposed to get. And it wasn't that I thought I wanted to be an educational attorney, because I didn't, but I just realized, it's time to just move on. This isn't a great system, and I need to find a plan B. And that's when I decided, kind of almost in a little tantrum one day at school, I'm gonna apply to law school. And that's what I did.
And before we get into the great work that you do for our organization, who were your heroes growing up?
My heroes? That would have been Catholic school, so the Virgin Mary. Joe Namath was a big one. And, I don't know, I really don't recall having a whole lot of heroes.
All right, so you are the managing attorney of our Children's Rights Unit. So when we say children's rights, what do we actually mean?
Mostly we're talking about the rights of kids with disabilities, or kids who may have be fluid sexually or maybe transgendered. Anybody who's in a protected class status as a child.
And you were talking about children with special needs. So when we say their rights, where is that derived from?
Those are federal rights. Now, there are state rules that track that, but there are federal rights. There's this huge law called IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, and Section 504 is another large act that protect kids in schools.
And what kind of work do you and your unit do for children? What is the actual day-to-day job of
the thing we do?
Yes.
Usually it looks, a parent calls us and says, oh my gosh, my kid is being suspended, my kid is being expelled, my kid is failing everything, my kid is being sometimes abused by a teacher, my kid is being bullied, and one of those things. And then we start to work seeing if the law is being violated in any of those things.
Okay, and if the law is being violated, what kind of things can we do?
What we like to do is we like to file a lot of state and federal administrative complaints. And so I think probably last year we filed maybe 20 to 30 state complaints against school districts in Florida for violating IDEA.
And we're here in Volusia County, and I know you do a lot of work here in Volusia County. One of the things that I know you also help kids with special needs with is getting IEPs. Yeah. Can you explain what an IEP is and how we go about making sure that they have the right IEP for them?
Kids oftentimes go to school with invisible disabilities, right? Like the parent knows something's not quite right, or they may even have a medical diagnosis of autism, but they're hoping their kid is going to track through school, effectively. And then they get to school and either behavior starts or some kind of academic failure starts. At that point, the parent can ask for the student to be evaluated in all suspected areas of disability. That should start the IEP process, that evaluation, to find out if there is a problem.
And one of the issues I know that we deal with a lot in 2025 is children being policed and school districts really not knowing how to handle kids and how their disabilities manifest. But we also know that you accomplished some great work with some amazing kids out there. You've turned kids from going from having D's and F's to A and B after getting that IEP that fits them. What keeps you motivated to keep getting those kinds of results for kids?
I'm motivated by my worst fear, which is no one else will do this. There are very few of us in the state of Florida who practice in this area. It's a really small niche area. And the thought that parents have no place to go to get help and that their kids don't have good outcomes because of that, that really bothers me.
We're gonna go to the lightning round. I hope
Okay.
you're ready.
Okay, no, I'm not, but go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna ask my favorite question that I ask everybody, which is, what is your favorite movie?
Casablanca.
That works.
Okay.
Favorite legal movie?
Oh, Legally Blonde, without a doubt.
Do you have a favorite celebrity? It could be throughout history.
I don't know. I mean, Jesus, I guess. I don't mean to be sacrilegious. I don't know. No, I really don't.
Okay, that fair enough. How about favorite song?
Toss Up. Layla by Eric Clapton, not the unplugged version because that's lazy, and Canon in D major.
If you could listen to only one musical artist for the rest of your life and you have their entire song catalog, who would you listen to?
It's gonna have to be Taylor Swift, not because I like Taylor Swift, but because she has the largest song catalog, and I just don't want to be bored.
Do you have a favorite non-English word? Could be a legal word, it could be like a Latin word, it could be bon appetit.
All I can think of right now, John, is no bueno.
I think that's how you feel about that question.
I do, yes. Why did that come to mind? I don't know.
Dream vacation.
Oh. It used to be Tahiti, and now I think currently it's doing a river cruise down the Rhine for no appreciable reason.
We both live in Volusia County. You've lived here for a while. What is your favorite thing about Volusia County?
I love the mangroves because I'm a kayaker, and I just love to spend time out in the mangroves.
So going back to your work, the Children's Rights Unit does a lot of things for kids. What is the biggest challenge that you're facing right now?
I think the biggest challenge we're all facing is the lack of federal and state oversight. Everything is kind of in a swirl right now. There are still federal rules, but it doesn't seem like there are many people there to enforce them. That's the biggest problem.
And because that lack of oversight that you're talking about, does that mean that there's different treatment of kids from county to county?
It does. I think school districts are slowly, starting to figure out that really there's no place to complain anymore. Like the Office for Civil Rights is taking fewer claims, and so I see a lot of what would be Section 504 violations, civil rights violations for kids.
And just broader at your job, what is your favorite thing about being a legal aid attorney?
I just love it. I absolutely love it. I love the fact that we can represent people that don't normally have representation. I love the fact that we're encouraged to be bold and make change. I love everything about it.
And if a parent out there watches this interview and says, hey, my kid's not being treated fairly at school, what should they do? Call the helpline and they will refer you to Katie.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, thank you, Katie.
Thanks, John.
Thank you to Katie for joining me in Port Orange. Now we're going to head north to Ormond Beach for an interview with another managing attorney, Alicia Magazu, who will share with us how legal aid supports local nonprofits and small businesses. Alicia Magazu, thank you for being with us today.
Great to be here.
You're a champion of nonprofit businesses. You are someone who is a fair housing advocate.
Yep.
You are a podcaster.
Yep.
And a winner of the Glenn Schumann Memorial Award for Advocacy as well.
That's true.
Thank you for being with us. We're going to start off with some background questions so people can get to know you a little bit.
All right.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Florida, in the Jacksonville area, a little town called Orange Park, Florida. So not too far from here.
And you're now in the Ormond Beach community, correct? When you were growing up, what was the first job that you remember ever wanting to have?
Maybe a ballerina.
Fair enough. I mean, I've
It's a
had
cool
some.
answer.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to have a dance studio with a bookstore. So I wanted to be an author and a ballerina.
Yeah.
Because those two go together.
Yeah, I mean, I would have definitely told my dad that, are they taking applications for Batman when I'm 5 years old? Yes. Okay, so you want to be a ballerina, dancer, bookshop owner. Did you have any heroes growing up?
The typical answer, probably my mom. She basically single mom. She was a teacher and, balancing teaching children as a day job and dealing with children at home. She did it splendidly, and she's the main reason I am who I am. And I never really thought about it, but I was into music as a kid too, and I was in band. I'm a band nerd. The band director had a major impact on my life, so we'll say him as well. Nice. Mr. McGuffin, if you're listening, shout out.
So when did you decide that you wanted to become an attorney?
Yeah, it was kind of a defining moment. Growing up into adulthood, into college, I went to school to get a great degree in business. So I didn't have, the yearning to be a lawyer. I just ended up working at a law firm, kind of by accident. I was between jobs and the receptionist was out. I had a family member that worked there and she convinced the attorney, like, hey, she can fill in while the receptionist is out. And so I did that for a little bit, and then one day their processor walked out. We did real estate closing, so the processor walked out, and they were like, hey, do you want to do this job now? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And did that for a couple of years. One day, phone rings. We used to, you're in the yellow pages, so everybody and their brother call us for all kinds of things. And somebody was asking a landlord-tenant question. I'm like, we don't do that type of law. And it was just like an epiphany, like I want to be the person who has the answer to this question. This woman needs help with something. She has a question and she needs help, and off to law school I went. The attorney tried to talk me out of it. He said it was really expensive. He was very correct about that. But there was no turning back after that.
Yeah.
That was my moment.
And you've had a number of hats for community legal services, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Right now, you're the managing attorney of our CED unit.
Yeah.
So number one, what does CED mean? And number two, what does the CED unit do?
Yeah, we love our acronyms. But it's kind of obvious. Community Economic Development, but that's not very obvious for legal aid. Legal aid's, you've got the litigation corners to prove it, but we don't often get to help groups of people. And so that's what we do in CED. So I get to help start nonprofits, get them off the ground on the right foot. We have nonprofits that already exist that maybe have legal issues. Same thing with small businesses. We get to take entrepreneurs and kind of bring their dreams to life. But from the legal side of things, like before you get too far along, here's all the stuff you need to think about. So it's great because we get to impact the community kind of from the ground. We get to help groups that help other people. So the idea is to kind of make it so that maybe some of the people out in the community who may need services from legal aid won't need those services because they have access to these nonprofits to help them, or we're helping them with employment right out the gate so that they're financially stable in their lives and hopefully can make that rent payment.
And can any nonprofit or small business benefit from your services, or do they have to qualify?
They do have to qualify. We pretty much help smaller folks, and so that's true with even the nonprofits. It's a smaller nonprofit, so we're not the Red Cross. It's not one of our clients, but anyone's welcome to apply. They can do that at flcommunitydevelopment.org and let us decide and determine whether they're eligible for services or not. But yes, we do primarily help low-income entrepreneurs and then nonprofits that really haven't gotten super established yet.
So in addition to your work with CED, you also help mentor some of our younger fair housing attorneys who are new to the practice. What is your approach to mentorship?
We always tell the new folks, don't feel bad that you don't have a solid understanding of fair housing. It's a very niche area of the law. So, it's a learning curve for everybody. When I came into it, I didn't know anything about it either. Also, letting them know, but you're gonna love it. The more you get into it, you're gonna love it. So just kind of being available to them so that they can ask their questions and give them guidance, let them give their scenario, give their point of view, and then kind of help steer them toward something maybe they hadn't thought of before, and pointing them to resources. Self-help is great, and learning it, hands-on is great. So just being open to communication and there to help if they need it.
right, it's time for the lightning round. First question I ask everybody.
Okay.
Favorite movie?
So I'll just say the movie I've probably watched the most, and I make pretty much everybody watch, is The Emperor's New Groove. It's just nonsensical humor, and it's great.
Okay. So you were a Disney kid, I presume? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I grew up in Florida, so it's part of growing up in Florida, I think.
I guess that's true. Do you have a favorite legal movie?
This is a long answer, too. So I'm that person that when I'm watching a legal movie, I'm like, no, that's not right.
Yeah.
That would never happen. Why is no one objecting? So I'm the annoying person to watch legal films with, but I have since had the pleasure, I guess we'll say, of having to incorporate writing a screenplay with legal scenes in it, and you can't write it the way it would happen because everyone would turn it off and stop listening. It's not really that interesting to do. So I have more grace for that. So I can say with confidence, my favorite legal movie is Just Mercy.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Do you have a favorite celebrity? It could be actor, writer, director, singer, whatever you like.
You know, I'm gonna say Paul Rudd. His ability to not age over time is remarkable. So well done, Paul Rudd.
Big Clueless fan?
Growing up, yes. Yeah, but pretty much now anything he does, interviews actually. Watching him do interviews is the most fun.
Yes.
There's an interview with Paul Rudd and Chris Evans during COVID that's just fantastic. And at the end of it, he like raises up the gauntlet from Infinity War. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So do you have a favorite music artist?
I'm gonna go old school. I'll say Ella Fitzgerald.
Nice. And if there's any one music artist that you could listen to for the rest of your life, their catalog, what would it be?
Could I say Ella Fitzgerald?
Ella? Okay.
Yeah, her, she has a way to soothe. I mean, it's usually mood specific, so that's a hard question to answer. But I think Ella can, cross all moods, so.
All right, do you have a favorite non-English word?
Well, I guess given my line of work, maybe I should say entrepreneur, but today siesta sounds pretty good.
Okay, all right. And the last thing is, we both live here in Ormond Beach. What is your favorite thing about living in Volusia County?
Well, I've lived in Duval and I've lived in Orange, and now I live in Volusia. And I think one of the nice things about Volusia County is, it's more quaint pace, quaint place to live. We've got access to the beach and the intercoastal, which is great. And, you can go up to Jacksonville or head off to Orlando and you're right in the middle. And I really enjoy the Loop. I haven't driven that in a while, but very beautiful nature here in Volusia County. Love that.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of great hiking trails and the beach, a lot of natural beauty and a lot of cool history too.
Yes.
So what is your favorite thing about being the managing attorney of the CED unit?
It's really great to be able to work with groups who have nowhere else to turn and really, they want to do something good. They want to either improve their own circumstances, or in the case of nonprofits, they want to be able to give back to their community. And they have these huge ideas, but there are a lot of intricate details that go along with accomplishing that. And that's not what they want to focus on. And I don't want them to focus on that. That's what I want to be able to help them with. And so being able to steer them in the right direction and hopefully get them off on the right foot, it's really rewarding. I really enjoy doing that.
And do you have, it may be the same answer, but do you have anything that's your favorite thing about being a legal aid attorney generally? Yes,
I mean, of course, probably most people that work at legal aid would, being the voice for the voiceless, which is definitely true. But and maybe even more so lately, I have come to appreciate the understanding of low-income individuals, how they got into that position, and it gives me a better perspective on what's going on in the world, and having just that well-rounded perspective of getting to see the experience of other income levels and use that in my own life and my own decisions, my own advocacy. It's been really rewarding.
Well, thank you, Alicia, for doing this.
Yeah, it's been great. Thanks, John.
Thank you to Alicia and Katie for agreeing to be interviewed and for all the amazing work you do for our clients. Next month, we will take a trip southwest to visit our friends in Hernando County. Thank you for watching.
What are you supposed to do when the world is crashing down on you?
I'm so sorry. We have options and we can help.
Protecting families, their health and livelihoods, all at no cost. Community Legal Services, legal access for all.
Facing eviction, at risk of foreclosure, or facing other housing issues, know your rights. Community Legal Services is a nonprofit organization that believes in legal access for all. Visit legalaccessforall.org to learn more. Know your rights before the next disaster strikes. At Community Legal Services, we help hurricane victims by providing no-cost legal services for housing, insurance disputes, debt collection, foreclosures, and more. Be prepared. Visit legalaccessforall.org to learn more.